Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report.
Question mark?
We are recapping the week's nerdy news from Tashi Station to Hollow Earth and everywhere in between. My name is Mike Gibson. With me as always is Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
All right, too many question marks. Doing great here.
That's certainly a way I have never introduced the podcast. A couple weeks ago, I was saying what haven't I done? I
Well,
only haven't
there
made
you
everything
go.
a question. And I think there's a reason why I haven't made everything a question, because that was annoying.
Well,
It was annoying for me to say, and while I'm saying it, I was thinking about how annoying it will be for people to listen to it. So I'm sorry that everyone had to listen to that.
Don't worry, we can tie all those questions back into my comic review later.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, looking at what we got going this week, it seems like it's going to be an interesting, heavy Star Wars week with some DC and some miscellaneous. We got Richard in the chat already, killing it as always. Yeah, no, I think if anyone is listening or hearing us for the first time, feel free to like, subscribe, and do all the normal things to let the algorithm, let people know that they need to hear us more. Any comments or reviews are highly, highly appreciated.
Yes.
In doing so, please. Oh yeah, Richard's on East Coast time now, so he's off to bed. So yeah, we're on the socials at the Multiverse Report. Feel free to check us out on Patreon or anywhere else if you're enjoying what you're hearing. Personally, I am enjoying looking at Mike's Lothcat glass or ceramic, whatever the hell that is, that I did not know existed.
Yep, here it is.
That is a thing of beauty right there.
It's definitely meant to be drunk with a straw because the opening is kind of tiny. So I don't remember the last time I drank out of a straw, but here we are.
This may be a first on the podcast.
Oh, definitely a first for the podcast. Yeah. So like Steve was saying, follow us and all that stuff. Patreon is there. And Steve and I have been talking for a while about how we got to revamp that Patreon.
Someday we will.
Someday. I think maybe if that other thing gets off, that'll be like, or
coinciding
that other thing off.
Yeah.
That'll be like a good way to revamp everything across the board.
Sounds like a plan.
So, we'll just talk outright about stuff that no one knows what we're talking about at the top of our podcast. That makes for good listening. But something that everybody does know about, at least everyone that is listening to this podcast, most likely, is Star Wars.
It's true.
However, something that really none of us know much about at all is an upcoming Star Wars film called Star Wars Starfighter. And the reason we don't know much about it is because they haven't told us much about it. They were told it's being made. It's being made by a guy named Sean Levy, director of Deadpool and Wolverine, and starring one Ryan Gosling, one Mia Goth, one Matt Smith, and one kid whose name I can't remember anymore.
Finn something?
Finn
something.
And that is roughly all we know about this movie, other than it comes out May 28th, 2027, perfectly timed for the 50th anniversary of Star Wars as a thing. I don't know what I'm going to do for the 50th anniversary, but I'm real excited about it. I'm excited about celebrating the 50th anniversary of Star Wars. In what way? I have no idea what that will be, but figure out when we get there. Anyway, one of the ways I'm going to celebrate is by going to see Star Wars Starfighter, hopefully multiple times. I'm saying hopefully because if it's only, I probably won't go see it multiple times, but if it's great, I'll be there multiple times. And I'm hoping for great, as we all are.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Even if it's like above average, I'll probably be there multiple times.
You know what?
Like, all aspersions aside, it's Star Wars in a movie theater. I'm going to see it more than once.
Probably guarantee for me, for the rest of my life, I'm probably seeing every Star Wars movie twice at least in a theater from now until I'm unable to leave my house for some reason. And
you know what? From my standpoint, and Richard, I guess you can earmuffs. That was 100% nailed into my brain from The Last Jedi. My first viewing of The Last Jedi, I was quizzical and questioning and wondering what I just watched.
Yeah.
And then I saw it again in theater, and I was like, "This is great. This is amazing." Like after the I guess wariness wore off, or like
Sure.
the shock of how
Yeah.
things went,
Yeah.
I went and was able to see it with open eyes, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I like this."
A confession that might get me banned from certain Star Wars circles or nerd circles or cinephile circles, but
Hmm.
um, the only new Star Wars movie that I have gone to see multiple times in a theater is Rise of Skywalker. I saw that twice. And I
Huh.
did not see Force Awakens twice. I did not see any of the prequels twice. And I didn't see Last Jedi twice because I came out of Last Jedi similar to you. Like, what was that?
Right.
Do I like that? What do I think about that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was too busy like reading analysis of it and just thinking about it
Yeah.
to like I needed so much time with that movie before I saw it again.
Yep. It was
And
it
now
was like even the theater thing, like you would expect it to be back to back. Like no, it was like 3 weeks, maybe a month in between. It was like
yeah.
right before it left theaters that I saw it again.
I think by the time I was ready to see it again, it wasn't in theaters
Yeah.
anymore. So I had to wait till it was available at home.
Rise of
And I have
Skywalker,
no
were you just hoping for a better movie the second time, or
well, I didn't hate Rise of Skywalker the first time I saw it.
Yep.
And I didn't hate it the second time. Look, my expectations were set correctly for Rise of Skywalker.
Okay.
Because I had already been coming around on Last Jedi, and then I just knew based on things I had read or heard or the trailers and stuff, I was like, this is not going to be what you want it to be. So
Right.
just drop all that and, hey, it's like Yoda says the cave, right? I think we said this before in this podcast. You're standing outside a theater showing a new Star Wars movie. What's in there? Only what you take with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you're bringing your baggage, then that's what you're going to see. If you're like dropping everything and you're ready to just see a movie, then yeah, that's the better way to go in.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't until later that I was like, yeah, this movie's pretty bad. But
well, that was that was me with No Way Home. The first time I saw No Way Home, I'm like,
right.
yeah, I think that's really good. And then I saw it a second time, I'm like, wow, that was a very different movie.
Yeah, I was that way while we're talking about this. I was that way with Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. I thought it was great the first time I saw it.
Yep.
And then every subsequent viewing, I liked it less and less until now. I just really despise that
Yeah.
movie. I hate it so much. But started off real strong. So you never know. You never know what subsequent viewings can do.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
So. Same. Deadpool couldn't get through a second viewing of Deadpool and Wolverine personally myself. But
got through a second, but it was not nearly what I saw the first time.
Yeah.
Same thing. Same thing with No Way Home, though. It's like it's all the member berries. Like, oh yeah.
Yep.
Here's the shock. Here's the awe.
But that's all it is.
Right.
That's
100%.
That's all it is.
Yep.
You need something more than that. So hopefully Sean Levy can do a little bit more with Starfighter than he did with what's the movie we were just talking about?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Again, Deadpool and Wolverine, a movie that tons of people love.
Oh yeah.
And Steve and I are in the minority of nerds that probably don't like that movie.
I mean, I guess that's a weird thing though, is like I still find it to be a very good movie and one that should have been made. However, it's not rewatchable.
I agree.
Like I loved it the first time I saw it, and I told plenty of people to go see it because it was amazing the first time I saw it. And when you subsequently view it, it's like, okay, I'm not going out and buying it on DVD, but I'm glad I saw it in theater.
I should maybe give it another chance and like get through the first act, because the first act is so much like setup.
Yeah.
That like I couldn't even get to where like the story starts. I was just like, this is annoying, and I turned it off. But like I feel like if I watch it again and make myself get to like act 2, I'll be like, okay, here's like a plot now is happening. Thin as that plot may be, there's a plot that's happening. But that's kind of the point of the whole movie. Anyway, hoping that I like Starfighter more than I like Deadpool and Wolverine. And Sean Levy has been doing some press lately. We talked about a couple Starfighter things last week, I believe, and now he's dropping some quotes about it. Again, nothing super, juicy. And we're not going to get too much about this. We're going to get a very vague plot description at some point. But that's all. I can't imagine. In the tradition of Star Wars, we're going to get a trailer that shows us a lot of cool stuff, but no actual plot elements. We'll probably get 2 of those trailers, and then we'll get, like I said, a vague synopsis. We'll get posters, but we're not going to get like a detailed, this is what's happening. That's what Star Wars does. At least I hope that's what we do. I want to go in not knowing everything about the movie. So anyway, but these are some things that we do know. He has said this past week, he said that he had to already make one major change to the script, not because of any studio things or pressure, as we talked about last week. He's have been given, according to him, total freedom by Lucasfilm to make
Right.
a movie that feels new, doesn't have to reference any existing Star Wars stuff at all, which is great. But he said this about a change he had to make. He said, quote, "We had a whole different idea for something in the 3rd act. Then things didn't align, and I was forced to come up with a brand new idea. And I'm literally right now shooting that section of the movie. And every day I'm grateful that the way I was supposed to do it didn't work out, because the new idea that it forced me to explore is so much better than the original idea would have been." And I feel like that's not, that can be behind the scenes on most movies. I feel
Right.
like probably they run up into something that they have to change. So that's not really that big a deal, especially for Star Wars movies that we know some of them have had drastic changes in post-production or dramatic reshoots. Hopefully, from what we've heard so far, Starfighter's not going to be a troubled production in any way.
Right.
Seems like things are running pretty smoothly. But he also had this to say, spinning out of having to change something at the last minute. He said about making a Star Wars movie, quote, it's a harder and more unique pressure than any other movie you can make, because you go into it understanding how deeply emotional the connection with the audience is. You could argue that that's true of Marvel, and that's true of other franchises, but nothing is as religious an allegiance as Star Wars. And so the need, the pressure, the self-inflicted, mostly, to get it right, that's intense. And I agree. I can't imagine being the one that is in control of making a Star Wars movie. The pressure's got to just be intense. And like he says, self-inflicted. Like this
100%.
guy, we've seen quotes from him, and we'll read one in a minute about how he's a huge Star Wars fan, has been one his entire life. The honor of being able to add to that canon in some way is huge, but also the pressure of not putting it up has to be even huger.
Yeah. Well, especially when he's given a clean slate and he's allowed creative freedom to go beyond the Skywalker saga.
To go to borrow a phrase from another franchise, to boldly go where no human being has gone before.
Or Wookiee or Ithorian or anybody for that matter.
Or anybody. Rhodian even. No one's it's the furthest in the timeline that there will be, right? There's not even like comics or anything that's that further down the time that are canon.
No, there is.
I mean,
canon. No,
there's novels that went like way beyond, and comics went way beyond. But like,
yeah, if anyone has a chance to read the old Legacy, well, actually they're Legends now, but the Legacy series by Dark Horse, actually that Kenobi cover up there that you can't see on the stream because I realized it's out of frame, but Mike can see it on the Discord.
Yeah, it looks great to me. Fuck me, folks. Looks good.
Yeah, that series was absolutely amazing. Focusing on Cade Skywalker, the great grandson of Luke. And yeah, they did a very good job 100+ years in the future and made it all work and made it a compelling story. So people can write compelling stories in eras we have not seen before. It is possible.
We're hoping that this is one of them, although this isn't nearly that far in the future.
No,
right?
I think this is like just after.
I think 5 years after
something
Rise
like
of
that.
Skywalker. I think is the thing I heard. Yeah, or at least close enough that we could see some of those characters, if possible.
Yeah, and I hope if they throw those characters in, that it actually makes sense.
Yeah, but who knows? Like I said earlier, like who knows? Because apparently he's asked a couple times, should I use this character? Should I use this character?
Right.
And they're like, nah, people have seen that. Do something new.
Yeah.
So my guess is that if there is any recurring characters, they're not going to be integral to the plot of the film.
Right.
They'll show up at the end as a cameo, or he'll have to get information from somebody.
Right. Or like, run into, Rey's Jedi Academy or whatever, searching for something,
Right.
or
Yeah. Or possibly the thing I keep thinking could happen is that if Ryan Gosling is protecting this kid because he is force sensitive, and there's people out there that are trying to capture the force sensitive kid, maybe at the end of the movie is him leaving that kid with Rey.
Right. A la Mandalorian and Grogu, which
exactly
should have stayed left there, but whatever.
Yep. Sure didn't.
Book of Boba Fett happened, so here we are.
Anyway, he was also asked this week, Sean Levy, director of Star Wars Starfighter, was asked, what Star Wars movie is Starfighter most similar to? And he said, quote, let me tell you something. People, I've not said this out loud because everyone is like, which Star Wars movie is Starfighter the most like? Which is it most inspired by? And if I'm being honest, I know the cool answer would be Empire, and sort of the inarguable answer would be A New Hope, but it's kind of Jedi, meaning Return of the Jedi. It's Jedi because of the combination of theme, levity, adventure, heart, and spectacle. Somehow that movie just got it right for me. And I saw that movie so many times in a theater, more times in a theater than A New Hope and Empire, and it stuck with me. I will tell you, there's moments where I'm on set and I feel like that kid is with me in the director's chair, like I'm there making his dream come true. So that does tell us a little bit about the tone of this movie. If it's going to be more like Return of the Jedi, then it is going to be less like a grittier, more serious Empire, Rogue One, Last Jedi kind of style. Not that that's, not that it's bad to be lighter, because then you're just talking Return of the Jedi or Force Awakens or something like that. Like
Right.
still movies that are great, Solo even, all the prequels can be seen as a little bit silly from time to time. So
Return of the Jedi, though, I'll take any day.
Agreed. Totally agree. And I think he's saying it's a combination of theme, levity, adventure, heart, and spectacle. That's great. That's kind of Star Wars in general.
Right.
Levity can be increased or decreased depending on what movie or franchise piece you're talking about. What do you think is combination of theme? I mean, the theme of Return of the Jedi is like finding redemption, maybe, right? And
I mean,
I think of like Luke searching for redemption within Vader.
Right.
But like, what else is the theme besides just like galaxy saving?
Right.
What's the theme of Return of the Jedi?
I guess, just general good versus evil, but like that redemption arc is really the only out of the ordinary, maybe something along the lines of like not underestimating the Ewoks and something along those lines, but like there's not a whole lot of.
It could also be if you look at because like it's not like the whole movie is Luke trying to save Vader, because the beginning of it is the Jabba's palace thing, and then if you follow Luke in Return of the Jedi, I'm just coming up with this right now. Luke is kind of like establishing himself.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a coming into his own kind of thing, facing his destiny, maybe,
Right.
He's announcing himself as a Jedi for the first time in Jabba's palace. He is confirming that fact with Yoda and finding the last pieces of the puzzle that he needs in order to firmly establish himself. And then he is doing what Yoda and Obi-Wan want him to do, is confronting his destiny, confronting Vader, and saving him, saving the galaxy, all blah 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 blah. So if that theme is maybe not redemption, but is like coming into your own, finding yourself, establishing yourself, I could see that being an arc for Ryan Johnson, or not Ryan Johnson, Ryan Gosling.
Freudian
I
slip
could see
there,
that
buddy.
being
Freudian slip.
yeah. I could
Um,
see that being a theme for Ryan Gosling's character.
yeah,
in
I mean,
Starfighter.
there's also like the point with Luke, the pointed, him wearing black in the intro, and like
Mhm.
showing how close he came to the dark and the influence and all that. That
Yeah.
could be another through theme. See, we talk through this and things show up.
Exactly. Things show up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm excited about?
Hmm.
I just thought this when I had to call him Ryan Gosling instead of his character name, because we don't know his character name.
Right.
But
We have
there's
no
going
idea.
to come a day. There's going to come a day where we know his character name, and then that's all we'll ever refer to him as. But
Yeah.
right now, we're in this time where we don't know who this guy is. What's this guy's name?
Right.
This guy could be the lead of this character. Could be the lead of Star Wars for the next 10 years. We don't know what's going to happen with this character,
It's true.
and we don't even know his name. But
Yeah.
someday we're going to know his name, and that's exciting to me. I don't know, just that thought of like a year from now, Steve and I will be referring to this character radically different ways. Not 2 years from now, whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
You know?
maybe a year from now they give us a reveal, or like once we see a trailer or something. But
yeah,
I mean, we don't talk about Mark Hamill. We talk about Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We don't talk about Harrison Ford, who's a household name. We talk about Han Solo.
Yeah. I guess it's exciting that there's going to be a new main character in Star Wars that we don't know their name yet.
Yeah.
I guess that's why I'm excited. I'm excited to know their name and then to have them join the ranks of those people that we were just talking about.
Oh, 100%.
Rey and Luke and Han and Leia and all those people.
Right.
Cassian Andor, like one of the newest
Yeah.
names, I guess, one of the newest main Star Wars characters.
Neil.
It's just fun. I love Star Wars. Yeah, Neil, Wim, all those guys. God.
You know what? You said Jod. Jude Law killed that. Like, I thought about that the other day. We were panning through, and like Skeleton Crew showed up, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. Oh yeah, Jude Law was excellent in that movie or in that show.
Really, really good. Really, really good. And open ending for his character.
Yeah.
Like they don't show him getting arrested. They don't show him dying. He's just still in that like tower.
Yeah.
When the X-Wing, when the New Republic shows up. But we don't know what happens to him.
Right.
Guarantee we're going to see him again.
Oh yeah.
Definitely going to see him. He could be in the Mandalorian Grogu.
He could.
Right? We don't know that. All those kids could be in Mandalorian Grogu.
That's true. We did get some news from Jeremy Allen White on how he ended up in Mandalorian and Grogu.
I know. I saw that. I don't know if it was news. It was basically just like.
Well, that's kind of why I was like, I'll throw it in.
Party. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically ended up talking to Jon Favreau at a party.
Yeah.
Like,
he was like, I like your stuff. I like your stuff too. Want to be in Mandalorian?
Yeah.
I do. Okay. Great.
I've liked you since Swingers. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right.
Great story. Now, the one actual piece of news surrounding Starfire. I keep saying Starfire because my heart is in DC.
DC news is next, buddy. DC news is next.
Starfighter. We learned this week from Sean Levy that Thomas Newman will be scoring Star Wars Starfighter, doing the score. Obviously, score always plays a big part in any Star Wars movie, whether you're talking mostly John Williams, sometimes you're talking Michael Giacchino, and sometimes you're talking, can't pull the guy that scored Solo out of my brain right now.
Oh,
Howard Newton? No.
No.
Part of the podcast when Steve Googles and I sing a song about it.
John Powell.
Powell.
Yep.
John Powell. Anyway,
I was
Thomas
like John
Newman,
something.
Yeah. Thomas Newman is joining the ranks of those who have scored Star Wars films. Thomas Newman has scored such films as Shawshank Redemption, Finding Nemo, WALL-E, Skyfall, Bridge of Spies, 1917, and a lot more.
Road to Perdition, which was a killer soundtrack.
Which one?
Road to Perdition.
Road to Perdition also. Yep.
Green Mile.
Great score.
Damn.
Sean Levy had this to say about working with Thomas Newman. He said, I knew I needed a big-hearted movie score from a composer who, like John Williams, doesn't shy away from themes. What John Williams embraces is that a movie can have multiple themes. So not shying away from a myriad of musical signatures that help tell the narrative alongside and in addition to the words and the images. So I'd say that that is an accurate thing to say about any movie score, but specifically Star Wars. And yeah, you gotta have themes. Characters gotta have themes. I need Ryan Gosling to have a theme. I need that kid to have a theme. I need Mia Goth to have a theme. I need all the principals to have their own themes.
Yeah,
Most
I mean,
of
and that's something that's I guess Newman is extremely famous for, is his use of leitmotif similar to what Williams does. So
yeah,
if you're going to follow him up, then might as well.
Yeah, because that's something that's baked into Star Wars.
Yeah.
Luke's got a theme. Leia's got a theme. Han and Leia have a theme. Luke and Leia have a theme. Yoda has a theme.
Right.
Empire, Vader, Obi-Wan.
Han and Leia. And everybody.
And Han got one by himself, just,
The Falcon
years
has
later.
a theme. The Falcon
the
literally
Falcon?
has a theme.
Which is the Falcon theme?
Williams wrote it in episode 7. This is going to sound very dumb. It's track 7 on the soundtrack, and I can't remember the exact name of it.
You don't want to sing a little bit for us? Make your Multiverse Report singing debut?
I think I'm okay, Mike. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. But yeah, everything has its theme, and they're all interwoven, and they do. I'm curious what Newman will do with this, and whether or not he sticks with a very Williams inspired score. Like, I almost think he has to at this point.
We're gonna hear that. We're gonna hear that.
Fanfare
at some point.
We're gonna hear the fanfare. We're gonna hear the Force theme, assuming there's a point for it.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta hear the big ones. It's
those two, minimally those two. I guarantee you, those two we'll hear.
Oh yeah.
Those two.
Mm-hmm. And that, I guess that's that's going to be the thing, is like, is there a place for it, and or are they like, they did utilize like little bits and pieces and callbacks to it rather than like full blown. There was a couple of different points where they had iterations on like the Imperial theme and stuff like that, where it really worked. But oh, Chris Parker's in the chat and mentioned that based on last week's conversation, that X Games Volume 1 and Volume 2 were amazing soundtracks. So bravo, sir. Bravo.
Yeah, what random music tirade are we going to go on this week? We've gotten Aerosmith, we've gotten soundtracks.
Yeah, apparently soundtracks is where we're going this week. So the title of the Falcon's theme is The Falcon.
The Falcon theme? Or
just the Falcon. Well, just like, Ray's theme is the Scavenger. So
Ray's got a great theme too.
Yeah.
I like a lot of the music from the sequels.
Yeah, no, hot take, Williams' best work was on the sequels.
Whoa. You mean best work in Star Wars or best work total across the board?
I mean, they can be one and the same, but
they can. I'm just asking.
I would say his best from a pure listenability.
Now you got to back.
Right, I have to back this up a little. Like, if I'm going to put a soundtrack on, it's going to sound weird, but The Force Awakens is always my go-to.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Empire has what Empire has. The original is a classic.
Empire's got some bangers.
Empire really does.
Asteroid Field.
Yep.
Come on.
Oh God, no, that's going through my head. But I'm a sucker for Jedi Steps and Finale. That's just a banger. The Scherzo for X-Wings, March of the Resistance.
Yeah. You're right. No,
just that simple there's just a lot that he's done, that he's built on, that he's able to weave the rest of, and don't get me wrong, Force Awakens soundtrack would not be anywhere without the prior ones, but the way he's able to weave all the rest of his work into these new pieces is just absolutely great.
I agree. I'm not someone that listens to scores too often. But just, having you mention Force Awakens and talking about it and thinking about it as you're describing it, yeah, that's a banger score.
Yeah.
It's an app, and because you get the hits of themes for original characters or original films filtering in, but also a lot of new territory at the same time.
Yeah, like that first time you hear that minor drop for Kylo's theme, it's just like you feel that tie to the the original Vader theme, not the Imperial March, but that original Star Wars Vader theme. You feel that tie, but it's not the same. It's a little off, but it's still just weirdly off-putting. Yep. And it works so perfectly.
I agree. Something, speaking of things that work perfectly, James Gunn works, maybe not perfectly, but a lot. He works a lot. He's a hard worker, that James Gunn. He's got a lot on his plate. A lot on his plate. And he gave a response to a fan on Threads this week that kind of, in general, serves as an update for where things are in the DCU currently, at least with the projects that we know are in production. So somebody asked James Gunn on Threads, asked him what his typical day is like. Can you describe a typical day for James Gunn? And he responded with, the fun of the job is there's no average day. The majority of days are currently spent prepping Man of Tomorrow, storyboarding and department meetings and scouting and casting, interspersed with going over cuts of Supergirl and Lanterns, discussing marketing on all of the projects, reading and making notes on new scripts, supporting the Batman Part 2 crew to make sure it goes smoothly, waiting for the first cut of Clayface, parentheses, can't wait, okaying designs for all kinds of stuff, and I'm sure many things I am forgetting. So, go ahead, Steve, you're going to say something?
So he doesn't have anything on his plate.
Oh, yeah, no.
I can't imagine not doing anything.
Being the head of a movie studio and also one of its core writers and directors at the same time, I'm sure that's just nothing. No. Nothing's going on. Yeah. You're bored, I'm sure. So he has posted a few pictures of storyboards that he's making for Man of Tomorrow. He storyboards all his own films by himself, which is crazy. So he's been doing that, like you said, storyboarding, department meetings, scouting, and casting. So, this movie's Man of Tomorrow is supposed to start shooting in April. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are well into the casting process.
Yeah, we'll probably start hearing some leaks soon, like hard leaks.
Early 26, we'll hear some probably announcements, I would think. January, February, we'll get announcements probably that this person is playing Brainiac or whoever,
Right.
Also, I've heard a couple of rumors about Wonder Woman maybe possibly debuting in Man of Tomorrow as a character. I don't know how that'll work. Also, we'll probably get a general synopsis and a general list of a few weeks ago, Steve, I think you and I were theorizing who possibly could be in Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because I think they soft announced that it was most of the cast of Superman, at least the main characters of Superman, including the Justice Gang.
Right.
Characters, but I think you and I were like, well, by then we'll have Supergirl, we'll have Lobo, we'll have Green Lanterns. Are all these people gonna? I'm sure that, it won't be too much longer, a few more months probably before we get here's who's in it, and here are the new characters being played by these new people or whatever.
Have we gotten confirmation of whether or not Fillion is in Lanterns?
Yes, he is in Lanterns.
Okay.
Yes.
Because just that take on guy being part of the core and having to deal with the rest of them that's going to be fun.
And I am excited to see, because I could be wrong. My assumption is that Lanterns will be a little bit more serious in tone. than Superman. Which, like James Gunn said a million times, the projects are going to be what they are. Some are going to be rated R, some are going to be rated PG or PG-13. Like, it just depends on what the story is, what the character is. So it's going to be another instance of, besides Rick Flag Sr., there hasn't been. Oh, I guess Lex Luthor was in both Peacemaker and
True.
Superman. So there's only been a couple characters that we've seen cross over, and some of his henchmen were in Peacemaker. But I'm interested to see Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner in a different
Medium.
atmosphere, and like exist in a different tone outside of the slightly heightened, mostly I'm here for comedy.
Right.
And then to see what his role even is in Lanterns, see him play off of Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre.
Yeah, and his, they kept it going in Peacemaker as to the levity that was brought.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course, he was in a scene in Peacemaker too. Yeah, and Hawkgirl. Yeah.
Yep. So, we'll see where that, and I guess that's where I'm kind of curious is where that's going to fit within the rest of the Lantern Corps, and whether it's going to be, he's just the running joke type thing, or that was just because of the situation he's put in, and he ends up having a different air around the rest of his super buddies.
Well, like in Superman, he was like an asshole, but also like a dumb comic asshole.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if in Lanterns he's just a straight up asshole and he's less funny,
Right.
Or he's still like quippy, but quippy in a way that is just insulting and not really.
Right.
Like,
he's just
funny.
the dick of the group rather than like,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So I think we talked about this last week, but Lanterns obviously was supposed to debut early in 2026. That has been moved till late summer 2026, which is a bummer, but glad they're making a good show, taking their time.
Yep.
He's going over cuts of Lanterns and Supergirl, he says. So I'm not surprised that either of those things are being edited currently. Like Supergirl's got to be pretty far along, I would think. I wouldn't be surprised if they've wrapped. I feel like they've wrapped principal photography, but they're just doing editing and post, I think.
I believe so.
Mostly probably the same with Lanterns. Again, I don't know how many episodes Lanterns is. I don't, off the top of my head, I don't remember reading that or knowing how long it is. So could take a lot longer, but they're underway. He's making notes on new scripts. Would love to find out what those are. He's supporting the crew on the Batman 2. Other news about the Batman 2 is it has officially begun location scouting in Scotland, where they filmed part of the first one. Scotland served as outside shots of Gotham City. Doing that again for part 2. Production on Batman 2 is officially starting in January 2026. Very exciting. And waiting for the first cut of Clayface, which is a movie that's coming out in a year. A year from now, we'll have seen it. It'll be out. So that's cool that he's waiting for the first cut of Clayface and they're a year out still.
Yeah.
Like, assuming, I've talked about this before, assuming that movie's going to be pretty effects heavy.
What would give it away? The melting human?
Yeah. I think I hope that they're mixing practical with CGI, but I don't think you can do a full Clayface without any CGI at all.
No, and even
I just hope they use it well.
I guess that's the other thing too, is when you talk about that, even modern day practical effects still will have touch up and still will have stuff done in post. So when we're talking about, practical versus full CGI visual effects, it's not they just had the dude like put the makeup on and that was that. Like there's also still other stuff going on, but it's not there's a tie to the quote unquote material world. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
of course.
It definitely has a different look and feel to it. So
yeah. Tom Cruise really did hold on to the outside of an airplane as it was taking off in Mission Impossible 5, but the CG is what got rid of the harness and the straps that were also secured to Tom Cruise on the outside of that airplane, which makes for an incredible stunt in a movie because, he's really on the outside of the plane, but he's also like super secured and strapped into the outside of that plane.
Right. So while he's crazy, he's only slightly more crazy than we
He's
thought.
Like a little maybe less crazy.
Yeah.
And because of CGI, they were able to make that look even more intense than it even really was. So yeah, it's best when they are blended, those two. So
Also, you were asking about post-production on Supergirl. Apparently, by October 2025, a test screening had quietly occurred at Warner Brothers Burbank.
damn,
So they're well into post.
man, good for them.
Yeah.
That's great. I can't imagine that like the effects are all completed for that.
No, I'm
movie
sure
either.
there's plenty of awkward like black and white panels somewhere.
Yeah.
But
and speaking of, when are we gonna get a trailer for Supergirl?
it's is that a because it's a June release next year?
July, Super Bowl
I'm thinking might be Super Bowl.
teaser, maybe at least a teaser. Maybe.
Yeah.
Super Bowl time.
Yeah, Warner Brothers under Zaslav ain't hitting for a full trailer slot. Like that's a 30-second quick in and out. Like
Great point. Great point. You know who else has great points? Godzilla has all these like pointy things on his back. You know, he's got those like spikes. Those are pretty
Scoots
pointy.
is what they're called.
What's that?
Scoots.
Scoots.
SCUTES.
Why are they
Large
called
bony
scoots?
like shields or scales on the outer skin of certain animals.
So like
That's just the biological term for bony protrusions and stuff.
so Stegosaurus?
Yeah.
Scoots? All right. Cool. Are there any other examples of scoots other than Stegosaurus and Godzilla? Is there another real world one?
Technically a turtle's shell.
Really?
Yeah. So
I never would have known that.
Yeah.
Thank God you're here. Thank God you're
crocodiles,
here.
sturgeon.
Crocodiles.
Yeah. They're little
like the bumps and stuff?
bony protrusions and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh.
Like a sturgeon's armor, like the old ancient fish.
I thought like the bumps and stuff on crocodiles were just like the skin of a crocodile. Those are protrusions.
Apparently, there's also bony protrusions. The ridges along the back and the sides of the animals are actual bony.
Wow.
See, we're not just a
folks?
nerd podcast. We also have
I was-
nerdy biological facts.
That's why you come here. You come here mostly for nerdy news recaps, and every once in a while, we'll do something like shit on Aerosmith or talk about our favorite 90s soundtracks. Or you'll learn something about scoots.
Why not?
Scoots.
For the record, we got another plug from Chris on the Godzilla soundtrack because that really was a banger in the 90s. No Shelter by Rage alone could have made that its own.
No Shelter. Yeah, that's one I thought of as well.
Brain Stew
yeah,
that was
those are
just
good.
being like yelled over by Godzilla awkwardly.
Steve, I was just about to bring that up. Because I am an enormous fan of the band Green Day.
Never knew.
Been my favorite band since I was probably 12 years old. I often think about how lucky I am that the random band that I started loving when I was 12 somehow is still one of the biggest bands in the world. I'm very lucky. But I will say that the Brain Stew Godzilla remix on the Godzilla soundtrack, very stupid. Very stupid. I would have much preferred any other like shitty B-side than just a version of Brain Stew with Godzilla sound effects over the top of it.
What do you think? JAR Godzilla edition?
What I'm trying to think. What year did Godzilla come out? 97?
Might have been.
So 97 or 98. So what's a B-side? Nimrod came out in 97. So any of the Nimrod B-sides, Desensitized maybe could go on there.
There you go. Yeah, it was 98.
98. Okay, yeah. So yeah, maybe You Lied or Outsider, their cover of the Ramones song, or Suffocate maybe.
There you
Anyway, and with that, we have filled our weekly quota of talking about random music,
Hmm.
which is maybe becoming a new theme of this podcast. Who knows?
Right.
But anyway, back to Scoots and Godzilla. Famous Scoot Haver extraordinaire.
Scoot Haver.
I mean, you got to think if the Scoots on Godzilla, biggest Scoots ever, right?
I would assume.
The one, like the smallest Scoot on Godzilla has to be as big as the biggest Stegosaurus that ever lived. Maybe not.
It's got to be pretty close. Like,
Pretty close, right?
ain't no
'Cause Godzilla's
Stegosaurus standing up in the
big.
bottom of a middle of a bay in the ocean.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Godzilla's huge.
Yeah.
Triceratopses are also huge, but not as huge as Godzilla huge. Anyway, Scoots.
Godzilla's size varies greatly depending on the film. The original
I can-
1954 Godzilla was 50 meters tall. Godzilla King of Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong is 119.8 meters tall.
Yeah.
For those of us not in the rest of the world, that's 393 feet.
Not in the rest of the world. Yeah, and then in that bad 1998 Godzilla movie, he's like kind of bigger than a T-Rex, but he's like smaller than buildings and stuff,
Right.
you know? And they spend a part of that movie not knowing where Godzilla is and trying to find Godzilla. He's a giant lizard. He
Look
should be
up.
very easy to find. Yeah.
Hear banging? Go that way.
Follow the screams and the smashing noises.
Right.
Movie's bad. Anyway, Godzilla. Steve, I'm glad that this story popped up today because a couple weeks ago when I was not able to be on the podcast and you hosted with Brandon from Mon Comics, you talked about the season 2 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters on
Yep.
Apple TV. And that's something that I had not heard was happening at
Right.
all. Season 2 of that show. I had no idea that they're making a season 2. I hadn't heard an announcement, hadn't heard anything. But it's coming out in February.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, much
Awesome.
like the first one, it really flew under the radar. Because I think we, when Monarch Legacy of Monsters dropped, we were both like, there's a Godzilla show that has
Godzilla.
Wyatt and Kurt Russell in it.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're right. I think I knew about it before it dropped, but not much before it dropped.
Right. Kind of in
And,
that this same time frame of like
yeah.
December to
Right.
February, and you're like, oh, it's soon.
But you'd think that we would have heard an announcement of a season 2, but who knows? We know now.
We
But not
do.
only are we getting a season 2 of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, it is reported this week that Apple TV is producing has greenlit a prequel series starring Wyatt Russell that will be about the beginnings of the Monarch Corporation. Joby Harold will serve as showrunner and executive producer. Production is scheduled to begin in Prague this summer 2026. There's no name for this show yet, but it's going to have some dumb franchise name like Monarch Legacies or Monarch The Beginning or something like that.
I'm sure.
So yeah, it's like a real thing. Wyatt Russell's coming back, prequel, and I guess hopefully people are still hot on the show after season 2. And I guess you got to wonder why it's not just season 3. Why aren't they just making season 3 of this show?
Right. I mean,
Going backwards.
the whole thing is kind of built with flashbacks and prequels all
Yeah.
tied in.
That's kind of what I thought too. I was like, I'm pretty sure the whole reason that Wyatt Russell's in this show is because they're talking about the early days of the Monarch Corporation. How much earlier can we go
Right.
here? If I had to make one guess as to why it's not just automatic season 3 of Legacy of Monsters, my guess would be that they're not sure they can get Kurt Russell for a third season of a Apple TV series. But
Fair.
who knows? Who knows?
I mean, how many seasons of the morning show are there? They
I
can
don't
pay
know, but I
whoever the hell they
literally-
want.
I literally just started watching that show tonight.
Oh yeah.
Or didn't even finish the first episode before I
Nice.
came downstairs. Very good.
I think I
It's
saw
one of
the
those things
first.
like I say all the time on this show that I'm not like a big TV guy. Like I would much rather watch a movie, and it's hard to get me to like start watching a show.
Yeah.
But really, as soon as we started, I was like, "Oh, this looks great. Oh, I like the tone of this. Oh, this is different than I expected. Oh, this person's in it. Oh, this person's in it.
Right.
Oh, this show's great. So I'm in.
Also, nice flashback on the Mike's alarm going off. It's been a good many a week since that's happened.
Yes. Yep. And it's probably been about a year.
Yeah.
Since it happened.
Because you got the new phone.
No.
Or no, that was the issue originally.
That was the issue
Yeah.
originally. But my alarm going off during the show happens when I have to remember to move a certain magical entity around my house.
Yes. Thankfully, a precedent that was never set in my household.
Yeah, I know, but I really gotta tell you, it's not as everyone complains about it. It's not that bad. Like, just
It's
he
more
was
the
on a
pressure to
lamp
remember.
yesterday, now he's on the couch. He was on the
Oh, there
couch
you go.
yesterday, now he's behind the TV. He's behind the TV, now he's in the like, who cares? He's just hanging out. You just gotta put him somewhere else.
I have one of my friends that proceeded to still to this day go over the top.
Well, that's the thing. The people that go over the top and post about it and make you think that's what you have to do, those people are jerks because you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
No one cares. Every once in a while, my over the top thing is like, oh, look, he's sitting in the Millennium Falcon toy that okay. He's playing with your Legos.
Right.
That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Voila.
It doesn't be some elaborate thing. And most of the time, he's just like in the Christmas tree, hanging out. That's all it is.
Just every other day, back to the tree. It's got to come back to this home base.
Yeah. Really likes it in the tree this year.
That's weird.
So you and I both liked Legacy of Monsters, correct? Yeah. I liked it fine. I think I thought it was good, but I don't know. I guess I just wanted more Godzilla and more monsters in it. But what I should not have gone in expecting to be wall-to-wall monster encounters. Although I was excited about the tease of King Kong. So hopefully that gets paid off in a way that's of interest to me. And in the meantime, we'll see season 2 of Legacy of Monsters in February 2026. Of course, tomorrow is December 1st. At the end of this month, Steve and I will be doing our looking forward to our best of. Sorry, we'll do best of 2025 and our most anticipated projects 2026. Will Legacy of Monsters season 2 make our list? Tune in.
Yes.
From now. Yeah.
Like it'll at least show up somewhere. Like we'll talk about it.
It'll be on the this is what's happening next year list.
Correct.
For sure.
Where it ends up on ours. Who knows?
Who knows? Steve, speaking of who knows things, you know what comic you have to review, but I do not. Why don't you tell me and our listeners what's your comic tonight?
Well, strangely, went down to Funky Town this week for the first time in like 3 weeks because I've been going crazy with work and doing whatever. Yeah. Completely forgot to ask them about a book. I was down there on Black Friday. Everything was going crazy. They had a killer sale this weekend.
They really did.
I had some time and actually scoured the dollar bins.
Ooh, nice.
No major finds, but I'm working towards the Wolverine 1988 run. Mm-hmm. So anytime I see a dollar bin sale, I'm like, is there a Wolverine in there somewhere? And I found a number of them. So
perfect. There you go.
Ended up grabbing a couple of those, talking to Ryan, talking to Jeff, doing the whole whatever. But I forgot to ask for a book, but I started to work through some of my backlog, which included issues 2 and 3 of the Matt Fraction Batman run.
Oh, yeah.
Are you up to date on that?
I am.
I don't know why this is as goddamn good as it is, but like through 3 issues, and that's where the questions at the beginning of the show we're going to come back in because we have one Edward Nygma that shows up in that run now too.
That's right. That's right.
So there's, I think at this point in the series, we're starting to see a couple of kind of threads diverge and interweave and move around between the new commissioner with Jim Gordon now back to being a beat cop.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that he's a beat cop. Yeah.
I think the intro to him, the first line is the oldest beat cop in the city.
Yeah. That's great.
So he effectively got demoted or whatever happened there, or never got promoted, and we get to see Jim in a different situation.
Yeah, I can't remember what happened, why he wasn't commissioner anymore for a while, and I think he maybe just rejoined the force at the lowest rung of the ladder. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this will maybe just shed a little bit more light on the character for you. Do you know who Vandal Savage is, the current police commissioner of Gotham City? Do you know the name Vandal Savage from DC?
I know the name Vandal Savage, and I didn't put two and two together when they kept referring to Commissioner Savage that was okay.
He's a Justice League villain. He's an immortal. He was like a caveman that found like some magic rock or whatever that gave him immortality, and he's just been around forever. And every once in a while teams up with some other immortal, Ra's al Ghul or what have you, to enact some world domination or world destruction plan.
Right.
So him just being the police commissioner of Gotham City is seemingly a little bit of a step down for Vandal Savage. I am more familiar with Vandal Savage trying to, like I said, take over and or destroy the world. So I was very surprised when I read that he was the new police commissioner of Gotham. I'm not sure how he got there, but I like it. I like having, the classic Batman is a police force that some people are cool with Batman, some people don't like him. They're split, but Gotham police corruption runs rampant anyway. But at the head of it, you've got this, a good guy trying to do the right thing. Jim Gordon, like doing his best, aligned with Batman. Just using every tool, seeing Batman as a tool to end crime and corruption in his city. I can work with this guy. Serves the character of Batman. However, it's fun to see that flipped around and to just have a straight up villain be leading the often corrupt and now more leaning against Batman because of Savage's influence.
Yeah.
That kind of police force against Batman, and having basically giving Batman no allies within CPD at all besides Gordon.
Right. Well, and you see right before that reveal of, Gotham PD coming out against Batman, you have that moment that, we've seen countless times of, cop tries to shut Batman down, other cop like tries to talk him off the ledge, blah, blah, blah. Partners are split over this. This one comes to a head above and beyond many that we see in a couple of different ways. But it brings that to the forefront, and then they capitalize on it in a panel or two, and it's like, okay, I really liked how they showed that. Like that just seemed, I don't know, done the right way.
Yeah, I agree. And I know I remember reading that Matt Fraction said that each issue of his run will kind of be its own thing, and you can pick up at any issue and get an arc of that one book, basically.
Almost like an old serial type thing where there's there'll be some through points, but for the most part you can jump on where you need to.
Yeah, 3 was clearly the most following up on details from 1 and 2 for sure, but still I think was effective on its own. I mean it's early days still. It's only been 3 issues, but I think that's a good idea in general, and I'm interested to see for how long he can keep it up. Because while he is clearly striving for single issue story arcs, he clearly is telling a wider story and has something that he's setting up. I think. So I also I've loved the first 3 issues, and I'm very excited about the future of Batman under Matt Fraction. So
I forgot how much I enjoy his writing too.
I know. Yeah. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. This week in your local comic book store, you may find the following books: Absolute Green Lantern #9, Adventures of Superman Book of L #4, Amazing X-Men #3, Archie's Christmas Spectacular 2025, Batgirl #14, Batman #4. Just happened to be talking about it on the week the #4 is coming out. Made me even more excited for it.
Mhm.
Birds of Prey #28. Cheetah and Cheshire robbed the Justice League #5. Cruel Universe #5. DC KO Night Fight #2. Doctor Strange #1. New #1 for the Sorcerer Supreme. Fantastic Four #6. Giant Sized Criminal #1. I'm down for that. Godzilla #5. Hulk Smash Everything #1. A new Hulk book. Justice Society of America #14.
Second new Hulk
Laura-
book in 2 weeks.
What's that?
Second
Second
new
new
Hulk
Hulk?
book. We had a #1 on the
Right.
was not the Immortal Hulk, the
Infernal?
Infernal Hulk. Yep.
Infernal. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Crazy. Laura Kinney, Sabretooth. Marvel Black, White, Blood, and Guts #3. Miles Morales, Spider-Man #41. The Phantom #3. Poison Ivy #39. Something is Killing the Children #45. Spider-Girl #7. Spider-Man Noir #3. Star Wars Legacy of Vader #11. Teen Titans Go #10. Ultimate X-Men 22. Vampirella 7. And Warwolf #2. The book from our Syracuse's own Steve Orlando, Warwolf, a book that I read and liked and reviewed on this podcast a couple weeks ago. Issue 2 coming out this week. Steve, this is a big week for me. Besides probably picking up Warwolf #2.
You just keep saying that.
It's hard to say.
It really is.
Wolf. I got Batman. I got Birds of Prey. I got Poison Ivy. That's my pull list. I'm tempted to jump back into Something Is Killing the Children, to be honest with you.
I was seeing, like, when you announced 45, I'm like, maybe that's a good jumping on point.
I don't know if it is or not, but
I
I
have
might
no
pick
idea.
it up and see.
Yeah.
I might pick it up and see. You getting anything this week?
No. I mean, Batman.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm off, I think, just about everything.
All right.
Maybe Something Is Killing the Children again, because why not?
I might pick up Giant Sized Criminal. Have you ever read Criminal?
No.
It's like an Ed Brubaker crime kind of anthology series. I've only read a couple issues of it, but I thought it was great.
Nice.
It was like a relaunch of it 10 years ago or so. I got the first issue of that. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, maybe look into that. Star Wars Legacy of Vader, apparently they've been doing some really good, like Charles Soule's doing this.
Yeah.
And anything he writes that involves a conflicted, like he did an amazing couple of runs with Anakin and Obi-Wan, and he did some conflicted stuff in the High Republic, as well as, from what I'm hearing, his portrayal of Kylo and how it's written is very well worth checking out.
I'm very interested in Legacy of Vader from things I've heard about it, panels I've seen.
Yeah.
I think I don't know how long he plans on it going for. Is it a 12
I want to say it's a 12 issue.
All right. I think I might have to check out that trade when that's out, because the more I hear about it, the more I'm, to use a word from your vocabulary, intrigued.
Yeah, confirmed it is a 12 issue.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably have to pick that up at some point. And I think that's it. Anything else do we need to talk about?
No, not really anything. Oh, there was an update on Blade, right?
No.
Yeah.
like
Blade 1 and 2 will both be on Amazon Prime streaming.
Yeah, okay, I read that.
No, I just knew I could get you with that, so.
Yes. You
No.
got me.
Other than that, I got nothing.
You got me. This isn't going to be a long thing, but I saw Predator Badlands. Did I tell you that?
No.
That? Yeah. It was good.
Nice.
It was good.
As expected, about the level of what we thought.
Well, I honestly a little less than what I thought, because it's of the Trachtenberg Predators so far, the 3 movies.
Yeah.
It's the weakest one.
Okay, that's what I was expecting, I think.
But
from
it's
what
also that the tone is very different, because it's a PG-13 movie. This is like, imagine Predator, but like a Marvel movie.
Okay.
It's like, he has like other characters inside. Like the Predator is the main character. It's not the antagonist of the film. You're rooting for the Predator, which is strange. It's a strange thing to do and is different than any other Predator thing you've ever experienced. So that alone changes the whole dynamic of the movie, and also they do some stuff that I'd never seen done in a Predator movie before. But a lot of it is based on the fact that the Predator is the main character,
Yeah.
and it's a PG-13 film.
Nice.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. I'd like to see it again, but Prey and Killer of Killers were just like home runs for
Right.
me. That this one being, a solid double or whatever.
Right.
It was just like, I feel like I felt let down because it wasn't my new favorite Predator movie or whatever.
Right, because we've been back to back with, holy
Yes.
shit, this is
But
amazing.
I think I said something like that to one of the people I saw it with, and they brought up a great point that, not even considering quality, besides Predator, like what other major franchise is out there doing new things and introducing new concepts and taking big swings with the franchise in a way that's like fearless?
Yeah.
Like
It's true.
Prey was different, Killer of Killers radically different. This is doing stuff in a different way for sure, and it's connecting. Like it was a successful movie, so like it's paying off.
Right.
In one way or the other. So like regardless of, it's not my new favorite Predator movie, but I really love that it is a Predator movie and that they let him make a Predator movie like this, because it's a step forward for the franchise for sure. Just like the other two movies he's done.
Right.
Have that. So
Nice.
it's my non-spoiler review of Predator Badlands.
Being not a TV person, are you a Stranger Things person?
I used to be. I don't know. I have no desire to watch it. And it's only because it's been like 5 years and I don't remember what.
So
I'm not invested. I don't feel invested anymore.
So my wife and I started watching it.
Yeah.
I texted my buddy who rewatched it before and did the whole 9, like getting ready for it. Like he's, big fan. I texted him. I was like, I just watched the recap and don't remember 3/4 of what happening.
Yeah.
Like, I know I was present and I have proof on Netflix that I watched all those episodes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
3 years later is a real long time to remember shit. That said,
3 years is just from the last season.
Correct.
Like this show has started
10 years
a
ago.
long time
almost.
ago. 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the first, so they're releasing it 4 episodes, and then the series finale that's like a almost movie length.
Yeah, and they're releasing that on like New Year's Eve, aren't they? Did we see that?
So they released the first 4 the day before Thanksgiving. They're releasing the next 4 on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, one or the other, and then the season or series finale will be New Year's Day.
Weird.
Yeah, like
really weird.
I mean, I guess New Year's Day you don't have a whole hell of a lot going on.
I guess not, but are you gonna sit around and watch a Stranger Things movie on New Year's? I don't know.
I was gonna say like you can just cure a hangover by sitting there staring at the screen for a while, but I also realized I'm of the age that I'm not even gonna be up till midnight, let alone like going out.
Let alone be hungover. Yeah. Yeah, good call. Probably same. I'll be up till midnight, but
I'll be up till midnight because I'm normally up till midnight, not because it's New Year's. Right.
Yes. Exactly.
Yep. My kid will go to bed at his normal time. My wife will go to bed at her normal time, and I'll just be sitting here and probably forget that it's midnight.
I'll be interested because last year my son wanted to stay up till midnight, and he did, and then he just immediately went to bed. It's like the stroke of midnight. He's like, okay, God, I'm going to bed. I'm interested to see if he wants to try to do that again, or he's like, no, thanks, that sucked.
Yeah, mine's all in on trying, and I'm like, it's not gonna work, buddy.
Yeah,
like, you could do it. You're not gonna want to.
Like it. You won't like it. Yeah, you'll have several breakdowns.
Yes.
And speaking of breakdowns, that's what this show is doing, breaking down. We're running out of things to talk about, so that's when we know it's time to say goodbye. Thank you for being here with us. Make sure you are subscribing to us on this YouTube channel, liking, sharing. and, hitting up our social medias as well. All the stuff that Steve said to do in the beginning of the pod. Thank you to everybody in the chat tonight for chiming in and hanging out with us. Really appreciate that. And until next time, as the two suns set over the burnt corpses of Owen and Baru Lars, we say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.